What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, fellow mutants? We are back. We are back. Three brothers and a shot of milk, minus two brothers, but it's okay. We're still gonna keep going. Hopefully, one day they'll come back and join us and grace us with their ever loving presence, like the Emperor does, right? Because the Emperor provides, the Emperor protects. I've been looking at a lot of and watching and listening to a lot of Warhammer, so forgive me. As you can tell by my name, Critical Primus. I am a Primus. Anyway. I am your host, Chris. No, Lawrence. Nope. Rich Wilson, aka Critical Primus, and that is. Oh, I see. I'm used to that camera. That is that is that is. There we go. We got it. That is Milk, aka Jack Walker Pearson, and we are Three Brothers and a Shot of Milk. And thank you for joining us. We're here to talk about superhero movies, comic book shows, anime, toys, and so much more. Video games, maybe some video games in there, and so much more. And we are here to entertain you and bring you a little joy or maybe a little bit of sorrow into your life.
Wow.
Anyway, Jack, what's going on with you? How's your week? What you been watching? What you been playing? Have you been reading? What have you been building?
Right. Well, there's that. I think it's either my internet's a little glitchy or it could be yours, but everything's a little like static radio at the moment. So for those of you watching, apologize for that. And if it's not like that on your end, then awesome, even better. All right, what did I watch? I'm caught up on Agatha. I'm enjoying it. I finally got around to watching the last Bad Boys movie.
Oh yeah, that's on Netflix now, right? Yeah,
it's on Netflix now. Have you seen it?
Not yet. I've been waiting. I want my full undivided attention on it before I watch it.
Okay, I guess that's fair. And I watched Superman, the Christopher Reeves documentary.
Okay, that's
in theaters. It's in theaters now. Yeah, it got re-released. So it's having a wider release right now. So I finally got a chance to see it. And man, it's some of it's hard to watch. It's really good though. It made me question all my life choices and like things I hold valuable, and just how on some level arbitrary and relative life is. And you look at someone like Christopher Reeves, who I don't know if there's any other person who could have accomplished what he accomplished given the tragedy that befell him and his family. And I think it's because he was who he was as a person, just this relentlessly tenacious guy who was in pursuit of something advantageous to put his time into, whether that was his art or other, ventures. And so you saw this guy who was Superman, the world saw him as this Superman, he can't be harmed. He's basically a god. And then for him to be the person who broke his neck, and what's crazy about it, I didn't even realize this, had the break that happened in his neck been slightly to the left of where it happened, he would have died instantly. And had the break been slightly to the right of where it happened, he would have stood up and probably would have just been embarrassed by the fall. But it happened right in this very specific spot that caused him to be paralyzed from the neck down for the rest of his life. And he turned into a spokesperson for people dealing with, paraplegics, and he turned into a spokesperson for the disabled community. And he managed to give these people who otherwise had little resources and voice a real presence. And it's because of who he was going into the thing and because of his personality. So watching the movie I'd read his book, It's Still Me, or Still Me, I think it's the name of it. And this doc was, if you get a chance to catch it, I highly recommend it. If you're Christopher Reeve Superman fan, you definitely should watch it. And if you're just into, I don't know, like really compelling life stories, this was one of them. So, Super/Man, Christopher Reeve story was kind of I guess, the biggest thing I watched this week. And there were some moments where I really kind of had to like look away and breathe for a second.
Oh, all right.
It's powerful. And then I picked up this reading material. So this is you can't really see it too well. Legend of Zelda. It's a complete guide history walkthrough of the content. And
Nice.
I picked it up. I picked it up because I picked this up a few months back. This Superman trivia magazine that was in there, and it's kind of like a whole history of Superman and different characters in it. So I was like, I enjoyed that read so much. I'm a Zelda fan, so I picked this up. And the artwork in it is just, I mean, every page has got some just really great artwork in it.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah. And it's got a whole kind of history, blow for blow. Like, it's just the artwork in it's great.
Oh, then like both pages too. It's
And
like a full thing. Yeah.
it's like the whole magazine is just dedicated to Zelda, which is cool. And it starts with the history of it. I didn't realize Zelda, the Link character, was based off of a mix of Lord of the Rings and Peter Pan. Which, looking at him now, I totally see it. I'm like, oh yeah, I see that. And Zelda herself got a standalone video game a while back. And another thing that I thought was really fun, and this should probably be a debate question of ours later, is they have a fan cast of a live action version of the Zelda, which talks have been in development for a while about actually making that happen. I got mixed feelings about whether I think we actually want someone doing a Zelda movie or not. It's like some things might be better left, just leave them alone. But a fan cast of it was really good. Like, they put Idris Elba as Ganondorf, and I thought, yo, that would be pretty good casting.
I think I saw. Didn't we post something about that like a few years back, or maybe like 2-3 years back?
Well, I remember, like, do you remember? Was it Wizard magazine?
Mhm.
And like, I think it was Wizard magazine. They used to do fan casts all the time, and they did a fan cast of X-Men before X-Men was a movie back in the 90s. And they fan cast Patrick Stewart as Professor X. And I was like, yeah, that's great casting. And here it was, great casting. And it was great casting. It is great casting. So Idris, he'd be great casting. And I guess that's pretty much been my week. How about you, man? How was your week?
My week's all right. It's nothing really spectacular. Just working. What I've been watching, Vox Machina. Always.
Wait,
season 3.
It dropped?
Yeah, it dropped.
Oh, Vox.
Vox.
I keep thinking of. I'm sorry. I'm thinking of Arcane.
Oh no,
Arcane.
that's not out. That's not out yet.
That's not out. I see. I'm looking forward to that one. I forgot there was even a season 2 of Vox, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. Anyway, so Vox Machina, My Hero Academia, but there is a new episode today that I need to get into. So right after this, I'm heading over to Crunchyroll. Finished up Horus Rising, the audiobook with the Warhammer 40K, and man, I'm into this world. I am 100% into this world. I can't wait to start the next book. I also finished Salem Lots on HBO or Max, whatever you want to
How
call
was
it.
that?
It was all right. It was not going to spoil it, but it was a little creature feature.
All
Yeah.
right.
So I was expecting one thing, but Salem Lots, Salem thing, witches and everything like that. But something else. But it still falls within the realm, I guess. So that was it. That's it. A little bit of gaming. That's about it. Got into Diablo came out with a new DLC, so I'm on that. Trying to feel my way out through this new character. Got some Titanfall 2 action, which me and my brother and my brother got his friend into it. And we're trying to get this other guy into it so we got a 4-man squad. And man, it's really scratching that itch for my mech action. I'm gonna tell you right now. And that's it, man. It's some Call of Duty action, collecting these dubs in the war zone.
So you're getting some gaming in.
A little bit of gaming, just a little bit.
It's the thing I don't get enough in.
I mean, I'm gonna get it in now because I'm looking for a second job, and because I know when I was working my 60 hours, I wasn't gaming that much. I'm gonna tell you right now, I was working like 6 days a week. I'll be sleeping. My days off, I'm sleeping, or I'm like catching up with people. I'm like going to see niece and nephews and whatnot. So, gotta get in wherever you can, right? Jump into this comment. Oh, there's only one comment. What's going on? Corey Pearson, Jack. Getting deep here. Feeling mortal and processing your human fragility.
Well, there's that. What's up, Corey Pearson? Hey, let us know if there's a glitch in the feed. Any of you guys out there watching right now?
Yeah. I don't like that. I like that. That's better.
Yeah. That's what we're used to.
All right. And whoever else, the other 2 people that have joined the room, welcome. Yeah. So, I guess it's a joke.
That's already funny.
It's already funny because I'm gonna go straight up. Well, these are like pictures. What is this crap? Okay, here we go. Loki says,
"This is happening in real time."
Who is always watching over Thor? Joshua says, who? Loki says his Asgardian angel.
His Asgardian angel. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Corey says our feed sucks right now, and he thinks it's his. But I've got a feeling it's maybe not.
Well, I got like 500 freaking windows open right now, so it's probably messing with my feed. Absolutely, I've already tested that theory. So I apologize on my behalf. On
you could close some windows.
I could, but these are all news. It's news and things to talk about. I need these windows open because we got to talk about this stuff.
Maybe we should do the news segment next so we can close these windows.
Let's get into the news, okay?
Job breaking news.
And as you read the news segments in real time, you can close the windows in real time. By the end of the news segment, we should be streaming good.
We should be. Maybe. We'll see. Well, all that talk about Jon Stewart, Aaron Pierre, is now Jon Stewart. It's official. He became Jon Stewart as of. It's not giving me a date when it became official.
Well, it was Rebel Ridge dropped, and then they said, "Oh yeah, we see him as Jon Stewart."
Right, and you know what? A lot of people have been talking about it, and I've been seeing a lot of it popping up in IG and Facebook. And he looks like a Jon Stewart, and people they listen to the people. See, this is what happens when you listen to the people. You get good things. You get great things. All right. So yeah. So we have a Jon Stewart for now because we all know how things happen. Things get pushed back and people's schedule changes. But for now, fingers crossed, he will be our Jon Stewart until we get something official. All right. One window closed. Did I get any better? No.
Actually, yes.
Okay. Don't butter me up. Anyway.
No, you did get better.
Speaking of Superman, Christopher Reeve's son says to pump the brakes on his involvement in DCU movie. Will Reeves, the son of Christopher Reeves, a.k.a. the son of Superman, Christopher Reeves, says fans need to pump the brakes regarding his involvement in the upcoming DCU movie, which would be James Gunn's movie. He's just not in it. Like, not involved in it. The man's living his life.
He has this small little cameo handshake moment in there, I think. That's what they said.
Oh, small.
Which is cool. Which is good.
Man, that would be good. Yeah, Wonder Woman being scrapped, and the actor is saying it's crazy. I don't think she actually watched 84, 86, 80, 84. Wonder Woman 84, and it was bad. I don't know why she thought she was going to get a second one. But hey, we all had worse, right? We all had a second, and then the third came out with somewhat all right. I mean, look at Thor. Thor was not that bad. The third one, right? Third one was not too bad,
Die Hard is a good example.
right?
Like the Die Hard, the sequel was what was that, and then the third one was good
Yeah.
with a
So
vengeance, man. With a vengeance is why there's a whole franchise there.
yeah. So I don't. Well, they're surprised, but I mean, maybe somewhere down the road they'll probably possibly get back into fruition. I don't know. That's probably not the right word. Anyway, moving on.
Yeah. Okay.
Listen, there are going to be Venom: The Last Dance post credits. Okay, reportedly there's going to be two. So make sure you stick around in your seat and do not just get up and walk away, because you're going to have some post credit scenes, which I'm not sure what would the post credit scenes be, considering that this is going to be
Well,
the
they're
last.
saying Noel is going to the formal MCU, or at least the next Spider-Man movie. So I'm sure there's going to be a Spider-Man in the post credit.
Okay.
You know, they should just do the post credits as pre-credits, meaning before the movie starts. Yeah, follow my logic here.
Okay.
Because how
Let's
many
go.
people like come sneaking into the movie and disturbing the first 5 minutes of the movie? But if they knew that post credit scene was actually a pre credit scene, starting the movie off, there'd be less popcorn, people would be on time, and you wouldn't have to wait like 3,000 credits to get to it.
Okay. All right. I just say push the post credit scenes up a little, like put them like mid credit, because there are a lot of
They,
credits.
they have that now.
Yeah, they should do that more often, and like actually just make that the staple, just mid credits. Like give me like a minute of credits roll down, and then the scene.
What if it just what if they just put it at the end of the movie?
Like right at the end.
Well, like it's part of the movie.
Yeah, I'm down with that too. I don't know why they
Or
don't
like
just do
fade
that.
to black and then just fade back up for a second.
Yeah, they should do. Yeah.
I gotta be honest with you, I'm not a big fan of fade to blacks in movies. I feel like it really kind of kills the flow in most cases.
So how was it supposed? How would you want it to?
You should crossfade the action or cut to the next action or some sort of segue, but dimming the thing to total black
Uh-huh.
and then dimming it and then coming back up always feels like you're dropping the ball. You're killing the momentum somehow.
But it's the end of the movie.
Notice when you're watching a movie and it fades to black from now on, you just start realizing why you're getting tired, why you're losing the momentum, and why you think you're falling asleep. And it's got nothing to do with your age.
Oh, you just talking about like just in the movie in general?
Yeah, fades
Oh,
to
okay.
black
No.
during the course of the movie.
I could get behind that. Yeah, you're right. Because sometimes it's just like you fade to black, yeah, you kind of just your eye, or at least for me, my eyes fade with them. I'm just like, and then I wake up.
Yeah,
Oh,
you wanna
I'm
draw
in the
the-
middle of another action scene. Okay,
Yeah, you want to draw the focus to the next thing. Get on with it.
okay, yeah. Okay, I get behind that.
All right, next bit of news.
Next bit of news. Speaking of Spider-Man, Doomsday. Actually, this is rumor. These are my rumor mills.
All right, we'll take the rumor mill.
We'll do the rumor mills. Let's go right into rumor. For the Avengers, there are rumors that Doomsday rumor saying that Tom Holland Spider-Man will lead. Not sure how they're gonna work that out.
Doomsday?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
That's the name of the Avengers movie, Doomsday. As of right now.
Oh.
Avengers
Dr. Doom's in it.
Right.
Hysterical that Marvel has stolen probably one of the most iconic labels that DC could have used and hasn't.
Yeah, I mean, I was a little bit confused myself. I saw Avengers and Doomsday. I'm like, wait, why? What? And then I had to read. I'm like, oh, that's right, Doom, because Doctor Doom.
Did I talk to you about the? I also watched Superman premiere for the season, their final season.
You did not?
Oh my! How'd I miss that one? Come on! So it picks right back up. So derailed. It picks right back up with the Doomsday fight where last season ended. And let me tell you this, Rich. Whether you're a Superman fan or not, this Doomsday fight is sick. And I highly recommend if anyone's not looking forward to watching the content, which I don't know why you wouldn't, but let's assume there's some people out there that just aren't into it. Whatever. I still highly recommend. You can find online where people have clipped the entire fight together from last season through this season, and they've taken out all the in-between scenes, so it's just the fight. Go watch that. This is a great Doomsday fight. It's as good as anything we've seen in the movies. It's as compelling. The acting is sick. I mean, Tyler, the guy playing Superman, is great. He's got so much depth. And it's good. It's good Superman content.
I will be looking for that cut because I'm just not looking at through the whole season or even just episodes of it. I want to give me that fight. I'm not even gonna lie. I don't know where I've been seeing the flashes of them, like advertising it, and the fight scene looks good. I'm like, I would actually want to watch that, but I don't want to watch the whole episode.
It's good. It's good, but you gotta watch. You gotta clip last season into this season because it's just one fight. They just cut it when they got to the moon. Spoiler alert. Man, they're doing it right. They're just doing it right. Anyway. Okay. Superman and Lois, this ish is good and cannot wait for the next episode.
Cannot wait for it, says Jack. Speaking of Spider-Man, and another rumor, Andrew Garfield rumored for Avengers, Secret Wars, and more Spider-Man projects in the future. Again, nothing confirmed as of right now, just rumors, but I'm down for it. I love me a little bit of Andrew Garfield. I love this. I love this version of Spider-Man.
We know this.
All right. Okay. Listen, don't be hating on Andrew Garfield. Y'all just hating.
Who's hating on Andrew Garfield?
You, Lauren.
Andrew Garfield was a great Spider-Man. So was Toby, and so was Tom. They're all really great casting for the role.
And more rumors. I got three more. They're saying that RDJ's Doom, Dr. Doom, put some respect on his name, will have a bigger relationship with Spider-Man than Mr. Fantastic.
But a smaller relationship than Iron Man did?
I don't know.
And which Spider-Man are we talking about, Tom?
Exactly. Like, which Spider-Man are we actually talking about? But I mean, at this point, we could use any Spider-Man. But he actually had the relationship with Tom Holland Spider-Man. So
technically, and correct me if I'm wrong. Nope, never mind. I'm wrong. I've corrected myself before I said it.
Okay. I mean, they're all Peter Parkers. They just look different.
They're all Peter Parkers. They just look different.
That's one thing I never really questioned. I just because we all had the member berries, thing thrown at us. I was like, they all look different. They're different Peter Parkers. They're different people to a degree, but the same. They're different, but the same. They're different.
But I think that works better for multiverse settings than having necessarily the same actor in the roles. Like mix it up. It lets the content. It actually lets the content live a little longer too.
And going off of that, I'm going to move on to this one because this is a problem that I've also had. Okay. Don Cheadle gives his controversial take on the Secret Invasion twist and shares disappointing Armor War updates. The twist on the Armor War updates is there are no updates right now. He doesn't know what's going on. But he had an issue when they told him that he was a Skrull, a Kree Skrull. No.
Oh
Kree.
yeah.
Yeah, he was a Skrull. He was a Skrull the whole time. Yeah, because you didn't watch it, right? You didn't watch Secret Invasion.
That's right.
That's right. I didn't either. But he ended up being since the accident. he was replaced since after the accident, I should say. So it's almost like that heartwarming, moments when you know uh, Stark died. It's like, is, do we even take
Didn't
that as
make any
serious?
sense.
Yeah, it's like why
No,
is it?
it's like what Snyder did with the conversation with Lois and Clark's mom, and then had it be like the Martian Manhunter creeping. You're
Yeah,
sitting here going, "Why did you do that, man? You just threw that whole scene away.
yeah,
You wouldn't have
it's
had that scene in there. You're
super
sick.
super weird.
You're sick. That's bad. That's bad call. Wait, so no, I didn't know that. So Rhodey, Don Cheadle's Rhodey, was a scroll the whole time, or just after he was paralyzed from the waist down?
After he was paralyzed. After what was that? The Civil War when he got paralyzed.
So what happened to the real Rhodey?
If I'm not mistaken, if I remember, from what I've seen, they take them and they kind of put them in like a coma, like a bit of stasis of some sort.
So why be paralyzed at all if it's not the same guy?
I guess to play to play fake the funk to kind of make it look like he's the guy.
But if the whole thing was fake, why was he so angry about it? Richard, I got questions here.
I got questions too. We all have
Okay.
questions. I don't know.
I guess Cheadle had questions too, which is why he was not so happy about it.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Like,
All right.
they
In
decided
other
to-
news,
in other
non-Don
news,
Cheadle related,
2 more rumors. Wanda and RDJ Doom will be lovers in Avenger 5. What? Scarlet Witch, aka Wanda Maximoff, yes, I said it right, and Doctor Doom will be lovers in the upcoming Avengers Doomsday. Rumors. Sprinkle 'em in there.
So Vision no longer a thing. Wanda back from the dead, and
Yeah.
Robert Downey Jr.'s Doctor Doom is macking on.
Bumping uglies.
Okay,
Yeah, that's right.
I'm not that tethered to the content like I used to be.
Yeah. I mean, they're just doing.
I've been
what they want.
conditioned. I've been conditioned through the content to care less about what they're doing.
I mean, it's their fault. They made it this way. Like their stuff is not making any sense. They're breaking their own rules. It's like, what are we doing here? Anyway, one last.
I still gonna watch it.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm a sucker for consumerism. Yes. Brie Larson's Captain Marvel has a big role. Again, this is another rumor. Has a big role in Avengers 5 and 6. So that will be Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars. So I
like that character.
Yeah, I mean, she wasn't bad when she wasn't being a BI.
What?
Nothing. Never.
Okay.
Mind. Let's move on.
Can we talk about some real world news?
Let's talk about some real world news.
Yo, futures here. Tesla robots. What? Are you watching any of this?
First of all, as Chris said, this is 100% Elon Musk origin story for being a supervillain. Like, this man's doing robots, brain implants.
He's about to put robots all over the world. Now, right now, the videos we're seeing, we're really seeing is the functionality of the robots, because someone else is watching through a video camera monitor thing, and they're actually you're talking to an individual when they're interfacing with the robot. It's someone on the other end of the line.
I figured that.
So it's not AI run yet, but it will be AI run eventually.
But you've seen some of the AI ran stuff where they're sitting there talking to like a head or a torso, and they're responding.
Oh yeah. So they're planning on putting cutting edge artificial intelligence in these cutting edge robots, and they're saying the robot's gonna clean your house, pick up your groceries, babysit your kids, walk the dog,
your freedoms. Yes.
Yo,
can we say iRobot anybody?
What is going on? And here's the other thing that's nuts about it, right? And they're saying it's going to be in the $20,000 to $30,000 price range, cost of buying a car, right?
Yeah, I guess. I mean,
People are definitely gonna be buying these, and when newer models come out, older models are going to be cheaper, but the AI is going to be updated, so you're still going to be running with the AI program. But here's what's nuts about AI to me in general: it's moving so fast that humans can't really read all the coding, but what they have managed to catch a few times is that the AI programs are creating a whole new language that only they understand. Did you know this?
I did not know this, and it's scary. It's
Yeah.
scaring me.
Let's
Okay.
let's yeah. So the artificial intelligence is creating new language that only the other artificial intelligence can understand so they can communicate with each other faster. And so this has happened a few times, and humans have gone in and they've, ripped out that portion of it. They go, no, 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 no. We got to be able to understand it, even though you're putting out so much information we can't really keep up with it. It's still got to be something we could vet in theory. So now what's going on is the AI is so advanced, it's writing newer versions of AI that's then writing newer versions of AI that's then writing newer versions of AI. And this is why the technology is advancing exponentially every 3 months, right? It's just exponential growth rate. And so they're going to put that stuff in these robots that are walking around babysitting and picking up your groceries and walking your dogs. Come on. My question is this, Rich.
Okay.
If it cost you nothing and they were like just giving the robots, would you put one in your house?
No.
Come on.
Absolutely not.
You wouldn't put a $30,000 cutting edge robot with artificial intelligence in your house?
No. Listen, it's one thing. It's one thing where I have something that's constantly monitoring everything that I'm doing and just like
Can you believe
predicting
this?
what I'm going to be, what I want like to look at. But now I'm going to have the thing walking around actually can physically touch me. Like, oh, no, 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 no. You don't need to just sit me down because it probably has more strength than me. Sit me down. Like, no, no, no. You don't need to go outside today. Sit down. Watch this. I don't.
That's a really good point, man. Because also there's a giant computer, a camera just looking and recording everything it's looking at, right?
Right? Can we say CIA's watching you now? Like, what are we talking about?
Anything is going to tap into that feed is watching you now. And then on top of that, yeah, what happens when, look, my question is this. How much political spam do you get on your phone, like text?
Oh, a lot.
Average day?
A
It's
lot.
insane,
From
right?
text, the calls, you're just being put up in like YouTube videos, and there's a lot of it. It's endless.
So if we're getting that, and then we get like emergency alerts on our phone,
Mm-hmm.
that's granted maybe we should be getting those, but we didn't ask for them. You think that they can't have these robots giving us emergency alerts, or someone can't take control of it?
Yeah.
I mean, how many movies have we seen where self-driving cars are taken control of?
Yes.
Now it's going to be self-walking robots are taking control of.
It's like I said, the future is looking real scary right now. Like I don't know what's happening. But
I'm not saying I wouldn't put it in my house, but I certainly wouldn't just jump at being comfortable about it.
oh, and then
Let's turn to the chat. Corey, you might be the only one actively talking in the chat right now. Would you put a Tesla robot in your house? Would anyone in the chat put a Tesla robot in their house?
They call it Optimus, right?
Yeah. It's Optimus, the Optimus robot. Yeah. Which is listen, I gotta hand it to the guy. These are, you're gonna name a robot something, and it's the first one. You either name it Prime or you name it Optimus. That's pretty good.
Yeah, Optimus. That's oof. It's gonna be scary.
Yo, Corey responds in the chat. He says, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
F no. Okay.
F no.
Pause for dramatic effect. Okay.
Yeah. F no. So no robots. He's gonna babysit his own kid.
Yeah. I mean that's crazy. Like I said, we've seen too many stories of just how this can go bad, right? You said, the AIs make their own codes, they're speaking their own language. So what's stopping them for one day? Just that one robot, that one AI.
Listen, it's not a question of if, it's just a question of when at this point. I'm sorry. Yeah. It is. And I don't mean to sound like a conspiracy, whatever. But look at this too. How many futuristic movies have actually just created the future tech eventually? Look at iPhones, tablets, Star Trek did that.
Oh yeah.
So there's too many things that we've already seen play out that eventually just play out. It's the rate in which things happen. Eventually, artificial intelligence in its exponential growth is going to become pseudo self-aware and start making some calls. There's no way it wouldn't.
Yeah. Like you're imagine rolling up and your robot's like, you don't have a weed card, Rich. I'm like, well, mind your business. Next thing you know, they calling the cops on me. What are you
right?
What
Citizens arrest.
Citizens arrest. Get him, officer. There he is.
Look, do you have an Alexa or Echo or any of those devices?
I have none of it. No. Like I said, my phone is the only thing that hears me.
Well, the phone is hearing you, and you're already talking to it, right?
Yeah. For the moment,
okay.
Yeah.
I do have an Alexa device, and I'm nice to it. Like, I'll say thank you. I'll be like, hey, Alexa, I got a question for you. You think you can answer it for me? And so I'm like cordial. So if I'm already endowing this thing that I know is just a robot with some weird voice on it, people are going to instantly endow robots with humanity. And suddenly there's going to be a whole group of people that are fighting for the robots to have rights.
Yes.
Before even the robots are fighting for themselves to have rights.
Yes, bro. We live in a weird time right now. It's going to get crazy. It's going to get crazy.
This is nuts. S in the house.
What's going on, S?
S in the house. It's already happening. It's just a question of how much they care about what we're saying. Well, that's true. We are being listened to. So the podcast is taking an interesting turn here, ladies and gentlemen, with the news of Tesla robots. Corey says already has Jack and Rich talking about Santa Monica Beach. What?
Santa Monica Beach.
Okay. Oh, Pop Johnson in the house.
Pop
Late,
Johnson,
but they made it.
All right.
Good to see you, Pop. All right. What other news? Was that all the news?
Well, speaking of Lois and Superman and Lois, producers confirm that Brainiac or Milton Fine will be coming to
spoiler,
season
man.
4.
This is a spoiler.
That's a spoiler. Yes, that's a spoiler.
So for those of you who haven't watched it, Rich, they casually drop. They're dealing with someone who gives Luthor a bit of tech, and they kind of casually call the guy a Brainiac. Now it's actually the actor from The Flash, though, who plays Reverse Flash. So the hypothesis is this is and these worlds are kind of combined, and so the hypothesis is that it's an old version of the guy, or they're going to introduce Brainiac by the end of it. And okay, here's a spoiler. I'm going to spoil it. Can I spoil some of the Superman and Lois stuff that's happening?
Go right ahead.
All right. All right. So here's a spoiler. If you have not watched Superman and Lois, the first 2 episodes dropped at the same time. It was a double premiere. It's great content. I won't spoil it. I'm going to spoil it. All right. So here's what happens. Mute the thing, and I'll do this when I'm done spoiling it, and then you can unmute it. Okay, I'm going to give you 5 seconds to mute before I spoil this. 5. I guess I'm at 4 now. 3, 2, 1. All right, if you're still hearing it, then I'm spoiling it. Here it is. All right, so wait, Rich. So in the battle, right? So basically, here's the backstory. Luthor kind of creates the Doomsday creature in this content, and he basically finds like a bizarro Superman, and he kills it, but he comes back to life stronger. And so he makes a pact with this Superman, Bizarro-esque Superman, and says, listen, if you let me, I will make you truly invulnerable, truly unstoppable. I'll make you the strongest thing in the cosmos, essentially. And so he just starts murdering him over and 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 over again. Can I use that word? Did we just get flagged?
Oh yeah, no. He's awesome.
Okay, he awesome. Like, and it's like horrific. I mean, by the end of it, he's taking rocket launchers to the thing, and eventually the body starts turning into Doomsday.
Oh,
And so this Doomsday monster is bred from an alternate version of a Bizarro. And so Luther goes, I want you to take Superman out and I want you to give me his heart, rip his heart out. And that's where last season's battle starts. And it is a great Doomsday Superman fight. I mean, it's in the city, it's out of the city. They're trying to keep it out of population. It is brutal and it's good. This season, all right, here's the big spoiler now. Doomsday wins the fight. He rips his heart out. Like, rips his heart out. Brings Superman back down and tosses his body onto the street in front of Lois and goes and gives Luther Superman's heart. And I'm sitting here, and the acting is so good in this series. Like, I'm like hair on the back of my neck. I am in disbelief with what I'm watching because I read the comics when I was a kid. I'm the biggest Superman fan there is, right? And so I'm like, Superman Doomsday content is my content. And so I didn't think that they were going to be able to do anything that was going to shock me. They ripped out the guy's heart, and now I'm shocked. Now, the only reason I'm spoiling this is because you spoiled the Brainiac thing, and here's my theory.
Okay.
You need Brainiac's technology in order to somehow grow a Kryptonian organ. And so introducing Brainiac to the content somewhere in the content gives this Superman, who's totally dead, same as Superman was totally dead in the comics back in the 90s, a chance to somehow regenerate. Because we know that Superman's body will heal itself given the opportunity, but it can't heal itself if there's nothing there. And so that's the spoiler. That's my theory with the the Brainiac thing you mentioned. All right, so now I'm giving signals again. I said I'd give this signal. You can turn your volume back on for all you people turn your volume off. You can turn it back on. All right. Look, JWP in the house. JWP. What's up?
JWP. What's going on?
Man, that's my favorite WP. Look at Corey. What an idiot. What
Go back to Corey. Stop clicking it.
Go ahead. You click.
All right. He pretty much said it's okay. No one's going to watch it.
You're so wrong. You're so wrong.
Connie's in the house. What's going on, Connie?
Yeah, Connie Alaska in the house. My favorite Alaska. We're missing some Alaskans in the group lately.
And the feed's getting clean. I appreciate it. All right. Let's
because Rich started the show with 47 tabs open and has managed to close them.
That's about right.
In the future, if we start the show like that, we should just do the news first. Oh, now we're going back.
We're going back to the news.
To the collector's corner, unless there's more news.
I mean, the actor for Terrifier. First of all, Terrifier 3 knocked the Joker 2 or whatever. Knocked it down.
Did you see the trailer for Terrifier?
I saw the trailers for it. Yeah.
Have you seen any of the content?
I have not. I've been saving them, and I just haven't gotten to them yet.
Right. That's what I'm doing too.
Yeah. Like same thing with.
I'm waiting for part. I'm waiting for part 6 to binge watch all of them.
How many are there? There's only 3.
That's right. That's why I'm waiting for 6.
Oh, come on, man! Gotta get into it. I feel like I should get into the thing. But anyway, part 3, Terrifier 3 has bumped the Joker, the musical. We're just gonna call it Joker the musical. To number 3, which I guess is not that bad of a bump, but they also had a 82% decline in the record in viewing. So that's not good. But
because the end of the movie was spoiled, and everyone knows that they probably shouldn't even be calling it the Joker at this point. Yo, sorry to say that. Frustrated by that call.
I mean, no, not really. Anyway, but the lead in the Terrifier, wants to play the Joker. He actually wants to play the Joker in any upcoming
Right. Get in
films.
line because
Yeah.
there's not a ton of actors that want that one.
Yeah, so I mean, I thought
Hey,
that
guess
was
what,
interesting.
Rich? I want to play the Joker too, given the opportunity.
I mean, go for it. I feel you can do it.
I would have
Absolutely.
to. I would have to trim up a bit, though. Right.
Let me trim up what?
Right.
Maybe
Right.
slim.
Trim up what? That's what
Yeah,
I'm talking about.
You're good. Not unless you plan on getting skinny, because otherwise, why do you need to get? I think you're good where you at. Put the face makeup on. I can see it right now. I'm looking at you right now. And I'm like, yeah, he can do it.
He's got it.
He got it. Oh, hold on, Corey. What do you got? Wild Robots? Oh yeah, that's the animated.
Oh, he's
thing.
talking about the cartoon.
Yeah, that's that animated.
I'll bet it was
looks
actually.
interesting.
I'll bet it was excellent.
Looks interesting.
Chris said the Pharrell Lego movie was excellent.
Yeah, he said it was pretty good. But no disrespect to Chris, but I would have to look at it myself because Chris likes anything. Like, I'll be honest with you. I love you, Chris, but you put a little bit of razzle dazzle when something shiny.
Well,
in it.
this
It's
would,
like, I like
this
it.
would be like a real adult Lego.
That would, yeah, because it all is just retelling his life. I guess his life works within Lego form.
There's another movie that's kind of doing that. It's I forget who it's about. It's about a musician, I think. And instead of casting a person, they're CGIing a monkey over him.
What?
And I'm like, interesting. We're so interested in reinventing the wheel here. But it looked pretty interesting having a monkey running around as the dude.
Okay.
I'll just have to send you a link to that one.
Yeah.
But it reminded me of the Lego thing. I'm like, okay.
All right. Listen, I got one last bit of news. I'm slightly disappointed. This is a little bit rumor. I'm not sure if it's actually fully true, but people are talking, saying that Amazon and Game Workshop probably will not, if they don't come to an agreement by December, then the Warhammer 40K will not be happening. They're having,
and this is Cavill's going to be in it if it happens?
this is if it happens, and Cavill's going to be in it. Both companies cannot agree on creative guidelines. So I mean, we'll see what happens.
Get together, people. This is a cash grab here. Make the content because the consumers want to eat it.
I mean, consumers want to eat it to a degree. If the creative guidelines are being strewn somewhere else away from the content, or like things are being changed that doesn't happen. And again, this is like what 30-year-old content that you're using here,
right? So it's like, I wonder if Cavill has a voice in this process, having gone through the Witcher thing and knowing how by the end of it he was a little unsatisfied with the way the content was being handled.
Right.
So like, is he trying to not let that happen with this? Because again, he seems to actually care about this content. Also, he was embedded in the Superman project, and we saw how they handled that content. This guy's got a track record of being in the middle of content that's handled questionably.
And I think this might be like a Cavill curse. It might be turning into a Cavill curse. Anything he's like personally like really embedded into, like he really wants, like it just turns to crap. Like all the like because he was in what? He was in what was he? Well, he did the fist pumping thing that became like
Mission Impossible.
Mission Impossible, right? That was pretty decent, right? He was in the other thing when he was in the World War II. That I've heard that was pretty good. I can't wait for it to come out on streaming so I can watch it.
Right. So you're saying he should only be involved in project he's not like emotionally invested in?
I think that might be the move. I'm going to be. I mean, it probably is going to suck for him because he really seemed like he was really like passionate about these projects.
Yes.
And man, it just they just turned bad. But yeah, from there, I guess we'll move on into the collector's corner. If you have anything, I don't have any. Actually, no, I do got a couple of things. There are going to be some re-shows, but we're going to go on past the street, ignore all street signs, cut the corner, go down to the bodega, get something to eat real quick, maybe get a chopped cheese, and then jump back in our cars. Yeah, chopped cheese. Never had chopped cheese? You never had chopped cheese?
I don't. What, just chopped up cheese?
Oh my god! You know what? You lived in New York, right?
I did.
You
Yeah, it
never
was
had
the
a
first
chance.
city I got into that moved at my pace. I liked it.
Man. Anyway, and we're gonna hit the block, and at the block it's going to be the collector's corner.
It's show and tell time.
Here at the collector's corner, we reach in our toy box, our shelves, or into our goodie bag, and we pull out anything that might have some sentimental value, something that we like enjoy playing or playing with.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, and
Pop.
we show it off to the world.
Hey,
Okay. Chris is not here, so it's not anything that we recently built, and I'm not buying anything, so it's nothing that I recently bought. Okay, Jack, what you got?
well, I'm into. I'm showing off some of my amalgam stuff again today. So McFarlane's been creating Marvel content lately. So like they
Okay,
dropped the statues, the Spider-Man statues, the Hulk statues, the Wolverine statues. Now they're doing another line of them where they're dropping a different Wolverine statue, a Venom statue, the Magneto statue. And so I'm really starting to hope we're going to get some eventually, maybe some amalgam figures, which would be cool. So here's some amalgam cards of mine. So let me take off this fuzz here for half a second. No fuzz. Okay, great. There we go. So I got a little glare here. Sorry about the glare. So this is Superboy and Spider-Man fought in the amalgam comic. Remember that?
yeah, yeah.
And then later they turned Superboy and Spider-Man into one character,
Okay,
Spider-Boy.
all
So
right.
that would be a cool character to get.
What was he able to fly? Like, what powers transition into each other?
That's a good question. No, he still had mostly Spider-Man's mobility, but like Superboy's strength and stuff.
Okay, all right.
It was like a good blend. Obviously, fan favorites.
All right.
This great mashup of characters. You had the Dark Claw, which was a mashup of Batman and Wolverine. Another Dark Claw.
Yeah.
So these are the 90, I think it's like 96
I feel
amalgam
like
card.
I feel like that'll be a good mashup because they're both kind of like raw fighters, but you're gonna have the control of Batman to kind of keep. And I can feel like there'll be like a fight in between there between himself because he wants to go berserker, but Batman's
Right.
kind of reining that in.
And so then there were some other kind of fun ones. Like this is a what if that so Batman got his debut in Detective Comics number 27, and so this is the Batman Wolverine mashup in that same kind of look,
Nice.
which is cool. Then you had one of the other fights you had was the iconic Storm Wonder Woman fight.
Okay. Yeah.
Pretty sure Wonder Woman won that fight, and then later she picked up Thor's hammer, which was cool. Here's another Dark Claw one.
Nice. Oh,
I'm still working on that action figure.
yeah, the print
And
on
then
that one looks a little different.
it is. This one's got texture on it. It's got a
Yeah.
raised kind of texture on it. It's a little
Okay.
more expensive.
Oh,
And
all
then
right.
this is my Hulk versus Superman card.
That's when he had
To
the mullet.
see- That's when he had the mullet. That's right. Yeah, that's that good old '90s mullet. And this is a PSA graded 10, so that's as good as this one gets, which I'm
Nice.
pretty happy about.
I mean, Lawrence isn't here, so I'm about to ask how much. How much is it, Jack? How much is it?
This guy, I think you could pick him up for probably something in the $50 range. The PSA 10 though, well, I've seen not a non-graded version of this guy selling for as cheap as $9.
Mm.
But the graded version of them should be somewhere in the $50 to $100 range. I
The
honestly
Hulk
don't
didn't
know.
look too crazy. I'm not going. Hulk looked like just like a strong man.
Well, he's wearing pants.
Yeah, he
He's
looks
wearing
like
normal pants.
someone you see at the gym. He doesn't look like
Yeah, well,
freakishly
yeah.
huge or anything.
Yeah, he's bigger in the comic. Maybe they scaled them down for the card.
Maybe.
So I'm looking at putting together a complete set of the amalgam cards, and I've seen you can pick up someone else's complete set on eBay for like, again, $30 to $50.
No. Okay.
The box, though, if you're looking for an unopened box, there's not a lot of opportunity to find that, and they're selling for like $800. So I probably won't be doing that anytime soon.
Yeah. All right. Very nice. Nice. There we go. Look at the smooth transition.
Nice.
Anyway, what I got some of my Monster Hunter James. I'm not sure if I showed the rest of the ones that I opened. Oh, get over here.
Monster Hunter, based off the video game Monster Hunter.
Based off the video game. So I found these little in the comic book shop that I used to go. Well, no, technically it's a comic book shop, but the place I used to get all my pops and whatnot. Some of my pops was I think it's Gotham Comics. I forgot the name of it, but in the Palisades Mall, like right under the movie theater. But as you're going to the checkout, you got little tchotchkes you can pick up, and they got these little boxes where they're like random figures of the monsters. So right here is Devil Joe.
But you don't know what you're getting until you open it.
Right. So I got a couple of duplicates. I got a Raytheon coming down for a strike.
That's pretty popular with a lot of Japanese toys.
Yeah, like a little surprise box almost.
Yeah.
Got this bad boy. I forgot his name, but he was pretty annoying to fight. Not gonna lie. He got his wings are like jets almost. Got this guy here, and
was the video game good?
The video games are pretty great.
They are.
Yeah.
I think I played the beta of it before it was released, like pre-release.
Probably like PlayStation 2, maybe.
Was it PS2? I thought it was even later than that.
That's what I started playing it on PS2. It definitely could have been later because it definitely came out before PS2. But
Phil in the house, he's got a correction for us.
I'm sorry, Rathalos. You are correct, Phil. You are correct, Rathalos.
No, he even knows the last one.
Yes. He got a better memory than me. For those that don't know, that Phil's my brother, and the first time he's been in here. What's going on, brother? How you doing,
Phil? Love when family's in the house.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you do. I got a couple of doubles of this dude right here. And then with all of these, you get pieces for a kind of a special edition. So I got a few pieces for him. They're gold, but I haven't finished them because again, those are just as random as these when you pick them up. So yeah, that's what I got. And this bad boy, he's one of the big bosses. This keeps falling off of his.
How was the movie? You watched the movie?
The movie was crap.
Okay, all right. I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it yet. If I was getting the sense that it was. That's why I haven't seen it yet.
The movie
I was willing to watch it if you told me the latter was true though.
Nope. I would never do that to you, man. I would never do that to you. As soon as I saw T.I., I was like, what are we doing here? What are we doing? But where's the hole?
Hey yo.
An instructor told me one time when I was looking for something, he was like, if I put a little hair on it, would you be able to find it? I'm like, you know what, sir? That's actually might help. Listen, this is the world of mechanics, all right? Auto mechanics, bus mechanics, all that crap, and I dropped that. I'll pick it up later. But yes, there we go.
I don't think actually I think I have a hard copy of the movie. It's more a question of devoting the time. Because it's that 2 hours you don't get back.
You bought it, or please tell me it was given to you.
Well, my father bought it, and it was given to me.
Okay, all right. Listen, your his heart was in the right place.
Yo, this guy's movie collection, the stuff of legends.
Can we get a video of that? I would love to see that.
I'll send you a picture of it. Sure, I'll walk out, take a picture of it. The first thing I did when I moved in, I wonder if I have a picture of the shelf. I'll have to find it. The first thing I did when I moved into this apartment was I built a floor-to-ceiling shelf just for the Blu-rays and DVDs because there's so many. I have thousands of them.
I'm not
And
sure.
that was
if I'm
after
1,000.
that was after I sold a bunch of them too.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and the problem with selling movies is you'll make anywhere between 5 cents to $5. You know,
Yeah.
and a lot
Yeah.
unless it's like a special edition thing. So
Right.
I was like, 5 cents. Yeah, I need the space
Yeah. I mean, these 3 shelves here are movies, and this big shelf here it's double stacked
behind it.
behind the pops.
That's
They're all
what
DVDs.
I had done for the longest time. I had just double stacks on top of each other, and
Yeah.
you can't watch anything. So now that everything is like actually displayed, just
Right.
like my bookshelves in the back, I'll pull out something. So once a week, we go to the movie rack and we'll just pull something off the shelf.
Nice.
And it's actually nice to pop something in still. Like
Yeah.
everything, not everything has to be streaming, you know?
Yeah, and then also you can go in there and look at the special features and like the how they did the scene, this and the third director's cuts and all that crap.
I'll tell you, I made a mistake though. I rewatched. Oh, what's the name of the movie? Chronicle. Remember the movie Chronicle?
Chronicle. Oh, that's when they got the superpowers.
Yeah, the kids got the superpowers.
Yes.
The movie's pretty good.
Hmm.
The third act maybe a little questionable, but there were some people at the house, and I was like, we'll put in Chronicle, and there was the director's cut feature on the Blu-ray, and I'd seen the theatrical release a few times, so I was like, you guys want to watch the director's cut? What a mistake! This movie did not need to be longer.
Oh,
It
wow.
dragged. The director's cut did not. It wasn't like Snyder. I mean, you give Snyder 8 hours, he normally makes a better film.
Yeah.
But what was not the case for me, at least my experience. And I like the movie Chronicle, but the director's cut was a little
Yeah.
not so good. It was a little not. So, it dragged, man. It really just kind of lingered, which was a problem for the movie. Anyway,
That's a shame.
Yeah.
Courtney said you only took a quarter of the movie. Like, you got more?
Oh yeah, I mean there was just such a tremendous amount. There was no taking that many.
Man. What do you say? Yeah, find it on YouTube, and you could. They actually might have been on stream because I watched it on streamer. I never bought it. I watched it. I forgot which one of them. Netflix. It might have been on
the
some.
commodity I'm not willing to lose isn't the coin; it's the time.
It's the time. Yeah. It's one of those things. As I like to call it nowadays, it's skinwalker movies. They'll take the skin of something and then just dress it up, and then it's not the content that you're used to.
Yeah.
But yeah. So that was good stuff. Good showings. Good finds, collections. Let's go and get into this debate. I guess.
That is.
Let's get ready to rumble.
Come on, Green. What's the debate today?
All right. Hold on. Excuse me. Sorry. Well, I posed a couple. Well, there was like two questions, and then three questions. Let me big screen this from you. All right, let's get rid of you. Well, first of all, a little fun question. What series or group of movies, and when I say a group of movies, I mean a series of movies, like say, for example, the Fantastic Four, the whole franchise. What franchise of movies would you get rid of to get a sequel or another season of something? And what would that thing be?
And I have a question.
Okay.
If hypothetically someone were to say, "Oh, I don't know, Die Hard," because we mentioned that already. So I go, Die Hard. Do I still get to keep the first one, or do I lose everything involved?
You lose everything. Everything's gone.
Okay, all right. So you lose an entire franchise of something in order to get a sequel of something else.
Right.
Okay. All right. I am prepared to wager some things here.
Okay.
I would lose the entire Child's Play franchise in order to get a sequel of The Man of Steel.
You
We
took the thing that I wanted to lose. Okay. All right.
I took the thing that you want to lose.
I was going to say Child's Play myself too.
Oh,
yes.
you still can. Listen, we can be in agreement on the debate. But my question is, what would you trade it for?
I would trade it for a sequel for District 9.
That's another one on my list. But I was going to give up Narnia for District 9.
Narnia, yes. I also speaking of Narnia, I would also give up I would also give up I would give up the Fast and Furious. I know my car heads are gonna hate me for this, but I would give up the Fast and Furious franchise for what was it, the Compass one, for the sequel for the Compass.
Golden Compass?
The Golden Compass, yeah. I wanted that to finish.
You know, there's a whole HBO
I do.
series, right?
I do. And
Did you watch any of it?
I did, but I still wanted to see
You know,
what
it
happened
ends.
with this girl.
You know, it ends around the same point the movie did.
Yeah, I want to exactly, and I want a sequel. I want sequels. Okay.
Yeah. It's like I would give up Ice Age to get a sequel to the damn freaking Berserk, some of the Berserk content. Like, how can I not get a sequel to this Berserk content? And even HBO had a series that had picked up kind of after the Eclipse event, and it's not running. You know, that kind of died out. See, like, I would, if I could keep the original, I might give up the rest of the Matrix content. I wouldn't give up the series if I had to lose the first one, but if I could keep the first one, I'd probably give up the other ones.
Nope. All of it's gone. All of it has to be gone.
No. I got to keep that one then. I would give up the Beverly Hills Cop content, though, for like a Big Trouble in Little China sequel.
Ooh, okay. I mean, I'm not mad at that.
Kurt Russell's still running around, so we can get old man Jack Burton in there.
You
get his kid in there.
Maybe that monster's still hiding around somewhere. That was in the back of the truck.
Maybe it's picking up his laundry and doing his babysitting at this point.
He the monster's in the basement, and he's like, "Hey, I'm going out. Watch the kid." And the monster just growls at him. Like, yeah.
Do you think we could use an Inception sequel?
No. Why?
I don't know.
Why do we need this? Why did we need? How did that end?
Well,
I don't think we needed a sequel for that. Did it?
No, but it's such a good realm for content to exist in the dream state.
Maybe, I don't know. I wouldn't say like a direct sequel. Maybe
the world.
And if we like branched off into that world, yeah, I could see that. But I don't think we need a sequel of them. Like, I'm trying to remember how it ended.
It ended with him spinning the top and then seeing his family outside and walking out to him.
Right, and if the top keeps spinning, that means they're in the dream realm, right? Or they're in the...
they left it ambiguous as to whether or not that's what had happened.
Okay.
That's why people are still talking about it. It's a really good ending, actually. Inception's a good film. What about National Treasure? That's another one I wouldn't mind, like the Angels and Demons, that series. National Treasure is fun. I like these sleuthing ones.
National Treasure was Angel and Demons?
No. It's National Treasure is more like, Tomb Raider.
Oh, you wanted to get rid of National Treasure?
No, I'm saying I wouldn't mind. I would watch another sequel to that.
Okay. And what would you get rid of for that?
What about Ice Age?
You already said Ice Age.
I said Ice Age already?
You said Ice Age already.
No way. What about the 300 series? I probably didn't need that. The first one was fun, but the second one?
Second one we definitely didn't need. We definitely didn't need the second one. I'll allow that. I'll allow 300. Even though I don't think your boy Snyder would be too happy about it.
That's all right. Listen, Snyder is a visionary and he knows it, and he's got enough films on his roster that if I got rid of one of them to get a sequel to something else, he'd probably be okay.
Speaking of that, I'm gonna dip real quick. I know it's kind of maybe a flag on the play, whatever, but I'm in charge. I don't care. I'm gonna touch a video game in a good way. Speaking of Snyder, get rid of Rebel Moon, all of it. Just get rid of all of it, and give me a sequel to The Legend of Dragoon.
Rebel Moon is a franchise.
Yes, 3 movies and director's cuts.
Oh wait, can I get rid of that too for something?
Sure, go ahead.
I don't want a sequel though. I want a reboot.
Okay.
I want a remastered reboot of Chrono Trigger. Like, give Chrono Trigger the Final Fantasy treatment. Update the graphics. Don't change the story. Update the gameplay, and give me that on any device, and I'm happy to consume it.
All right. Well, we got a quick comment ahead. The entire MCU, including the Phase 1 movies I worked on, I would trade for, you know what? I don't even know why I clicked on this.
Yeah. Come on. Actually, I'll tell you what's funny. Corey, I have a question. Can I show the Tom Hiddleston Loki picture of him in the dungeon with the holding a few items? Am I allowed to show that? It's all over the internet. It's been on the internet for a while now. So can I show that? Answer in the chat if I can show that. Because if I can show that, I want to show you guys something.
He did. He called him a visionary. Clip that. 100% clip that.
He is. Zack Snyder's a visionary, man. The guy is cinematic, visual masterpiece.
His stuff looks good, but his line of storytelling kind of gets a little at times. I'm just going off of Rebel Moon.
Corey don't care.
He don't care? All right.
So I'm going to make my screen big for a second. My brother worked on these films, and there were moments where... Oh, let me take this off.
The blur off.
Take the blur off. All right. These are the kind of moments he got to partake in. Can you see that?
Yeah. He's like holding the shield, Captain America's shield, and Mjolnir. Yeah.
It's just BTS, where they're running around backstage in between takes, acting like goofballs.
Nice. Okay.
How much fun is that? And so he's saying he'd give up. That also means you give up your experiences.
Oh, man. You probably give up your pay, too. Sheesh.
Probably give up your pay, too. Oh, I don't think that pay really paid dividends after a while. You know, they tend to abuse people on these sets.
I mean, it paid his bills for the time, right?
That'd probably be accurate, yeah.
Yeah. Connie Alaska, A Mother, Nobody Movies. I'll give up Dumb. Wait, what? A Mother, Nobody Movies. I'll give up. I'm assuming you mean Dune?
Dune. I would give up the Dune series. Yeah, I'd give up Dune. I'd give up Dune for the National Treasure sequel. That's so mean. But I probably would, honestly.
All right. Wait. Where did my thing go? There we go. All right. Listen, what is happening right now?
What is happening?
All right. That was a little fun one. I got another question though.
All right.
Should actors, right?
Mm-hmm.
Should their actions and behaviors affect their current and future roles in Hollyweird? And I did say Hollyweird. So, for example, the most recent current is Rachel Zegler, who was allegedly fired from Snow White because of just pretty much the way she presented herself. And it seems to be the rumors at this point. Nothing really confirmed that she's kind of blackballed within Hollywood because of her takes on certain things and how she speaks about the movies and the roles and so on and such. I honestly believe yes, they should affect you because honestly, it's like going to your job and like bad mouthing your job, and your boss hears everything, right? Like everyone has a problem with their job. You got a problem, whatever it is that you might do. Usually, you in the mechanic realm, you complain down. You never
Yeah,
complain
you,
up,
you complain to the employees, not to the
right?
public.
And your boss is not going to hear you. Someone may go tell the boss like, "Oh, Rich has been saying this," but they can't confirm that. Like you're never going to see it on film. You're never going to see. You're never going to hear it. You know,
See, I
unless. Uh,
see. I register the question a little different though.
okay.
One, my answer is yes. I think so. But I register it more like one. The thing has to be substantiated. It can't be from coming from the rumor mill. No one should be. No one should be punished via the rumor mill.
Right.
But I think people should definitely lose their jobs over, or at least their access to a public forum, uh, when they turn out to be dirtbags or abusers
Hmm.
or people that prey on the young or the naive. I think all those people should definitely lose their platforms instantly.
Okay. All right. I mean, what's going around with her wasn't the rumor mill. There's literal interviews of her talking bad about the
Yeah.
stuff, like
Well,
especially Snow White.
like I don't think. Listen, I don't think someone should necessarily lose a platform or job opportunities because of their political beliefs. You know,
Okay.
if they're silly enough to talk on a public forum about their political beliefs, that's their choice. But I don't think they should lose their jobs or livelihood over it. Because there's enough just silliness in our planet for people to believe and get behind all kinds of things. So on some level, to each their own. But when what they're saying and doing is weaponized in a way that actually hurts other people, when they're actively hurting other people, like here's a crazy one for me. Kevin Spacey. I'll just say it. Kevin Spacey. I was the hugest Kevin Spacey fan. I love all his work. I can't watch his movies anymore. And I can't watch his movies anymore because even though later that he was found innocent
Mhm.
of the charges, I know people personally who were victims of his, and I know they're not lying. So
Okay.
even though the law found him innocent, I know that at least some of these people who are saying he was sexually aggressive on them were not lying about what they were saying. So do I think he should not be hired? Yeah, I kind of think he should probably not be hired. Now, do I believe in redemption for people? I do. It doesn't change the hurt he's already caused some of these people. So do I think he should still have a career? Probably not. If I'm being honest,
Now
that's kind of my
let me
opinion.
ask you, because you're kind of, it's probably going to be hard for you to answer. You're probably going to have the same answer. But say you weren't so close to these people and you just getting it off the news,
Yeah.
would you still
Well,
be able to go back and watch?
here's the difference. I can choose to be ignorant towards certain things. Like there are certain artists out there, I won't say their names,
Hmm.
who there are, there's a lot of ambiguity as to whether or not they did certain things. And there's enough plausible deniability that I can choose to not really look at the facts. And so I can still enjoy their work.
Okay. All right.
Even wasn't Bill Cosby was exonerated, wasn't he?
No, didn't he go to jail?
He did, but didn't they find him innocent later? Freaking O.J. Simpson, didn't they find him? They released him. I could be wrong. Listen, I could be wrong about. So I could just be saying some stuff, in which case I apologize. I could have my facts inaccurate. It's not a proper news source for facts, ladies and gentlemen. It's a podcast about comic book stuff. So why we're talking about this in the first place, I don't know. But I think people's behavior has to matter, but I think it also needs to be like it actually needs to be. It can't be like, I don't know. I mean, look at what happened with the Ezra Miller situation.
Mm.
He
Oh
kind
no,
of went
Bill
off.
Cosby was overturned.
He was overturned,
Yeah.
but so how does that even make sense? Like the guy was drugging women and doing explicit stuff with them, or he wasn't, and he served time.
Yeah, he did serve time.
So I guess I'm confused on that one. Seems like it had actually happened and they put the guy in prison for it and then they overturned it.
Yeah, say he was unfairly prosecuted. That was
I
the
think,
ruling.
I mean, honestly, it's probably the truth of that is they just took some time to find a loophole.
Probably.
So like,
I mean, that's what guess what money and a good lawyer will get you.
that's a tough one, Rich, but I think my answer is kind of clear. I think of course you do, but you don't do it. You don't do it on a public forum to strangers, right?
Right.
That's the deal.
There've been times where I've definitely had conversation with my boss, like, "Hey, this is BS." Like, I'm gonna be
Can I
honest.
tell you the problem with
You got to do it in a respectful way, though.
let me tell you the problem with most actors and most artists. They tend to be people who are already really out there,
Mm.
and so the second someone who's kind of a little already out there on whatever spectrum they're on is given a public forum for their ideas, I guess this is what I'm saying. They're just people. People are people, and people are going to behave like people,
Right.
And the majority of people out there are people.
Yes, I mean,
Listen, I'm never shocked when an athlete is like doing something crazy, and I'm like,
that's
the
true,
only thing
too.
that's unfortunate is they're making a tremendous amount of money, and children emulate them because they're on a public platform.
Mm.
And I think that's the other thing about art. I think the second someone's on a public platform, they have to be aware on some level that their actions, what they're saying, how they're presenting themselves, translates in a way that affects people watching them because they're going to emulate them. It's like if I'm wearing my high school leather jacket, I am representing my high school when I'm wearing that jacket. And so if I go rob a bank or do something, commit a crime and I'm wearing my high school leather jacket, it doesn't look good for the high school.
Mm. Okay. I mean, I do agree with that because a lot of what I see out here is a lot of like some of these, especially artists, like music artists, rappers, and whatnot. They'll sit there and be like, "Well, I'm not a role model," but you're literally pushing
Sure.
the next thing for a generation. You're pushing a whole line of phrases for a next generation. Like, for example, what I forgot her name. No, actually, Sexy Red, right? She had a whole song talking about her kitty's pink and her booty holes brown, and every little kids were singing this song. Like,
Yeah,
you can't sit there and be like,
they might not be a role model, but they're in the public eye. And I guess art is subjective, and that's why people like some music over other music, or some movies over other movies, or this guy's painting over that lady's painting. Art is subjective, and I don't think that the art should. I don't. If I'm being honest, Rich, I don't think the art should ever have to apologize for itself. The person behind the art, that might be another conversation piece. But the art has to just be able to stand for what it is, assuming that the artist is actually, making art. The problem with, I think another problem with art is we're living in a day and age where someone take a crap in a box and call it art. And I'm like, there's no artistic merit in that. It's just avant-garde weird BS. And that's part of my problem with this art form. There's just too many people the too many actors out there that have no foundation for the craft. There's too many artists out there that never studied brushstroke. They literally have a 3-year-old painting and they're calling him a savant and they're selling his paintings for millions of dollars, and the kid's just throwing paint on the damn thing. He's not a savant.
You know,
I mean,
like tying a paint can up on a
come
string.
on, man. It's like, come on, dude. It's interesting. It might be cool, but it's not art. You know, art requires a certain level of dedication to the craft, skill, and understanding. And when none of those are present, it's just like throwing darts blindly at anything. You might hit something that's interesting, but it's not sustainable, and it's probably a far cry from art. Anyway,
right.
so soapbox moment.
I appreciate your soapbox moment.
I'm sorry, but I care, man. I care so much about it.
And that's what I like. See, that's what I like when people actually care about their craft, and they can go off and have these ideas about them, because a lot of people are just like, it is what it is. But I'm like, these people tend to they tend to nudge a generation, if not a few generations, into a certain path. And it's like, you can't sit here and just ignore the fact of the things that they're doing and be like, oh, well, separate them from this and that. Like, come on. You got kids out here acting wild because they see them acting wild, right? So
I guess that's another thing that was so interesting about watching the Christopher Reeve movie, the documentary about him. It's like he was just such a genuinely good person. He's still a person, struggling and wanted things to care. But he was genuinely just this really good person. And you're like, that's why it worked so well,
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah.
All right, I feel like, you know what? I think I might save the next question for the next time I host.
All right.
We're gonna save that one. We're gonna save that one, because that's always going to be an ongoing thing. All right. I feel like there's a lot of people, like I said, they take the skinwalker approach to things now, and it seems like it's a continuous thing.
Well, it's interesting because there's got to be a balance between finding inspiration. It's hard to be completely original, right? There's so many stories have been told up to this point. But look at Zelda. Zelda is a pretty good example of something that found inspiration from Peter Pan and Lord of the Rings, and suddenly had this thing that was completely original and ended up being its own little iconic thing. So
right.
There's a balance between just ripping something off to make a buck and finding your inspiration in things. And I think that's also going to be the thing with AI and people who are using it to write their stories or create their artwork now, or they're just putting in some prompts and it's pumping it out.
I mean, yeah. I mean, that whole IG story that I follow with the space vegetables. It's great stuff. It's fantastic stuff. And it's literally just AI generated images, and it sounds like an AI voice just pumping out a script that may have been, whether they put in a few ideas and the AI put in the rest, or they actually made the script itself. But I genuinely hate the carotenoids. All right, they are horrible vegetables, and also they're horrible for the universe. Okay, but it's literally a whole story. They got broccoli in there, potatoes, beets, and they're their own little realm of civilizations, and it's great. It's great stuff. But also at the same time, so like you said, finding inspiration and making something original. So for Zack Snyder and Rebel Moon,
yeah,
that was you could tell that it has some inspiration from Star Wars and everything, but the way he put that thing together was just duty. But also the director's cut makes it come together better than the original releases. But anyway, like he still took a swing at making something original with inspirations from other things that he enjoyed, right? Which will be Star Wars.
You listen to Zack Snyder talk about his content. He cares about what it is he's doing. And I might not agree with his understanding of certain things, like
Right.
Jimmy Olsen being an auxiliary character, so it doesn't matter if you blast him in the face with a bazooka and who cares. I would say Zach, you fundamentally don't understand Jimmy Olsen as a character. In turn, you might not fully understand Superman as a character if you think Jimmy's wastable like that. But I would not say the guy doesn't like genuinely care about what he's putting out. I don't think Snyder's I don't think Snyder's a sellout at all. I don't think he's just pumping out content. I think he cares.
He just took his own, like for Man of Steel, he took his own little directions with things, which
and that's
which I can get behind if you take, an IP and you kind of go in your own direction. Like it may not be 100% because everyone had a problem with the fact that Metropolis got destroyed and people were dying everywhere, and Superman was just having this battle throughout the city without taking it to some place where where he wouldn't cause damage to other people.
Mm-hmm.
People have problems with that, but that was his direction with it, and I could kind of get behind that a bit more than just taking an IP and just making a character what they aren't in the original content.
And we've seen that too. We're like, why do you even do this movie if you weren't gonna even remotely try to do the people justice in this story? Yeah, and I guess that's where Lawrence and I differ sometimes. Like Lawrence definitely, I think, believes, I'm not trying to speak for him, but I will a little bit. I think he definitely believes that the director is allowed to take license with the film they are making in order to tell the story they want to make. And I agree with that up to a certain extent, and I certainly agree with it if it's original content. I definitely agree with it if it's original content that they created. Where I don't agree with it is if it's something like Superman or Batman, where there's over 80 years of content to pick from, and you're picking content that puts a gun in Batman's hand. I go, all right, but the character evolved from the 1920s, and he's not running around with a gun, and he's not shooting people. And so you're choosing very specifically to kind of bastardize this character because you just want to see a gun in his hand. In which case I'd say, no, you don't get to make all the choices, which is probably why Warhammer's struggling right now. There's the conversations about who at the end of the day gets to make this call, whether or not they get how far you can bend the content before you've just broken the content. It's no longer the content. It might be inspired by the content, but what are we watching?
Yeah.
I mean, look at the Mario movie. That Mario movie from when we were kids.
Oh yeah.
Like what the hell were they doing? Or look at the He-Man movie they made with Dolph Lundgren back in the day. What the hell was that movie?
I don't know.
You know what I mean? It's like they just wanted to say He-Man and they wanted the He-Man, but then they went and they made, I don't know what they made, but they didn't make anything based off of the content, the source material.
Skinwalkers, man, I'm telling you, like you look at it, it looks oddly familiar, but something's definitely off on this thing. Like, the head's twitching a little bit too much. The eyes kind of hanging down here. For those that are familiar with Skinwalkers, anyway. But yeah, I mean, that's where we're at with it.
Corey wrote a book in the chat.
He did. I believe he wants you to read it all too.
Go ahead, I'll listen.
These are questions straight for you. Hold on, wait a second.
Okay, great.
Or comments for you, Jack. That has been art for thousands of years. Art requires inspiration and interpretation. A 3-year-old can create unique art expressing an aspect of human condition untouched by others.
They can.
Artists.
They can. Sure, they can.
Training and practicing requires time, money. Can you not create art if you are poor or have no time? Or is art about expressives?
No.
And
look at Van Gogh. Hang on, let me answer that one. Van Gogh was pretty much destitute and never made a penny for his art, and yet is revered as one of the greatest artists to have ever lived. So do you need money and time? No, but you probably do need time. But you don't need money. You certainly don't need money to create art, and you don't even need an audience base at some time. And I'll be honest. Some of the best actors I've ever known have never had a job, and it's insane because there's a whole nother thing to being successful artist, actor, that has nothing to do with the art itself. It has to do with how do you market and manage and network and connect, and nepotism plays a huge role in success of people, you know. So
Yeah.
I'm talking about the art. I'm not even necessarily talking about the success of the art, you know.
Okay. We got Jack. A flat earther can be passionate and genuinely care. Does not mean you need to give them hours of your time or money.
Okay.
All right. I hope you're not.
I'm not sure where you're going with that one, but yes, okay, I agree.
Hope you're not out there funding flat earthers, but all right.
Well, listen, I guess it depends on what the content is. I'm not necessarily judging.
I was told Pop Johnson, art is in the eye of the beholder. I thought that was beauty, but I guess art.
Yeah,
Too.
could be the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, art is definitely subjective, right?
Yeah. Yeah, because people can sit there and look at a painting in a museum and be like, "Oh, did you see the subtle And I'll sit there and look at it then, like it looks like a blob of paint.
I'll be honest. I know there's a whole genre of video games that are fantastic that I just don't play because I don't like the aesthetic of it. And I don't mean aesthetic as in the visual medium. I mean I don't like first-person point of view games.
Okay, all right, I get that. Yeah,
Can't get into it.
Me and my brother are trying to get one of our people's into Titanfall, but he doesn't really play first person shooters. Trying to convince him, but Snyder, I don't know if a rant's coming off on that one, but we'll find out. Or will we? Because I think that is going to be the end of this show. I don't have any recommendations.
Do or don't.
I don't. I wasn't making no recommendations with this. I'm be honest with you. But I do recommend that you hit that like, drop us a comment, and also subscribe if you haven't. Also hit that bell so you know whenever we go live or just post content in general. And yeah, we'll see y'all in the next one. I don't know. I know, what do we have coming up next? I know Venom's coming out.
Venom's gonna be a talk.
Right? Is that next week though?
No, I think it's the week after.
The week after? Okay. Well, we'll figure out what we're gonna talk about next time. But until then, y'all stay good, y'all stay great, and tell someone you love them. And we'll be back same bad time.
Same bad